Why does a golden dog seem to know your heart before you even speak a word? That glowing yellow coat may look gentle, but 6 old instincts are quietly guiding almost every small choice. Even a small choice, like following your steps, is rarely random inside a dog like this. Behind the softness are 6 quiet instincts shaping closeness: carrying, smelling, emotional reading, vigilance, and water-loving work. Watch this one luminous golden companion closely, and every ordinary moment starts revealing a much older design. The first instinct is simple. Stay near the social center because safety once lived inside the group. That is why he drifts behind your steps instead of choosing an empty room with nobody in it. He is not being clingy there. He is checking where his people are and where calm begins. For a social dog, distance is never only distance. It can also feel like uncertainty without words. So he rests where voices overlap, where footsteps pass, and where the family's scent gathers strongest. Even when he seems asleep, one ear keeps tracking movement, because belonging requires constant, gentle updating. You might call it shadowing, but to him it feels more like maintaining the map of his pack. That is why he chooses the hallway threshold, where he can monitor several family directions at once. He prefers connection over luxury, so a hard floor near you can matter more than a plush bed. When you stand up suddenly, his body rises too, because group movement still activates old cooperative reflexes. In that moment, he is asking no question aloud, but his body is already saying, "I go too." And this instinct also explains why departures feel heavier to him than they may look from the outside. A closing door is not only sound, it is the temporary breaking of a shared moving circle. That is why many Goldens wait by entrances, holding themselves between hope, memory, and returning footsteps. When you come back, his joy is big because social reunion means the world has clicked into place again. The wagging tail, lowered shoulders, and circling body are all ways of restitching the group together. Under that glowing coat, attachment is not weakness. It is the first survival language he ever inherited. And once you understand that, following stops looking needy and starts looking like devotion shaped by history. The second instinct lives in his mouth, but not in the way people often assume. A golden retriever was shaped to carry valuable things carefully, so softness became part of his design. That is why he brings slippers, toys, and stray socks with such proud, careful concentration. He is not always stealing. Sometimes he is fulfilling a quiet urge to hold and transport. Notice how gently his jaws close, because crushing the object would defeat the purpose of retrieving. That famous soft mouth is really controlled excitement, where instinct and restraint learn to work together. Even his posture changes when he carries something, becoming taller, slower, and almost ceremonially careful. He seems to say, "This matters," because carrying turns an object into a small social offering. Sometimes the object also helps him manage emotion, especially when excitement has nowhere else to go. Holding a toy can steady his body the way a thoughtful person might steady their hands. This is why greeting rituals often include a toy, a rope, or anything safely portable nearby. He greets you best when his mouth has a job, because joy can be surprisingly physical. Retrieving also pulls him toward partnership, since carrying something for someone once meant successful shared work. So when he trots over with a toy, he is inviting cooperation, not just attention. The gift may be silly to you, but to him it completes an ancient pattern. A breed made to retrieve birds still carries the emotional blueprint for bringing things back intact. That is why your glowing golden seems happiest when his mouth is busy and his heart included. Inside that gentle carry is a beautiful message. I found something, and I wanted to share it. The third instinct begins at the nose, where the world becomes richer than sight could ever manage. A golden dog does not simply smell a room. He reads layers of time inside it. Who passed through, who stayed longest, what changed, and what emotion lingered are all there. That is why he lowers his head after visitors leave, studying the invisible story they dropped. Sniffing the floor, the air, and the doorframe helps him compare now with a moment ago. For him, scent is memory, geography, biography, and weather, all braided into a single signal. When he pauses on a walk, he may be doing deep information work, not wasting time. Dogs often revisit the same patch because old scent lets them measure what has changed since yesterday. That repeated sniff is not obsession, as it is careful comparison across an ever-shifting social landscape. A moving nose also calms him, because searching gives his mind a task and his body direction. This is why scattered treats, garden trails, and hidden toys can feel deeply satisfying to him. They do not just entertain him. They let his strongest sense do what it evolved to do. Even indoors, he samples the air when you cook, clean, worry, or arrive home from elsewhere. Your scent changes with mood, movement, and outside contact, and he notices more than you realize. To a golden retriever, smelling is not an extra behavior. It is how reality becomes organized. So the lowered nose in the yard is not empty wandering. It is active understanding. His glowing body may look soft and playful, but his nose is conducting serious silent research, and every long sniff says the same thing. Let me understand this world before I decide how to feel. The fourth instinct may be the one people love most, his talent for reading human emotional weather. Goldens watch faces, posture, speed, breathing, and tone, then combine them into one living impression. That is why he knows the difference between playful noise, tense silence, and sadness behind stillness. He does not solve your problems, but he often feels when your body stops feeling safe. Then he may lean, rest his head, or quietly stay close without asking anything back. People call this empathy, and part of it truly is sensitive social perception shaped by selection. A cooperative dog survives better when he can predict the emotional state of his partners. So he watches you the way a skilled companion watches weather over an open field. When your shoulders drop and your voice softens, his muscles often loosen at the same time. When your pace sharpens, he may lift his head because your tension changes the whole room. He is not overreacting there. He is updating himself according to the emotional climate around him. That is why calm handling matters so much, especially with a dog already tuned to human signals. A golden retriever often reflects the emotional shape of the home more than people expect. In happy moments, this makes him delightful. In anxious moments, it can make him quietly burdened. So when he sits beside your silence, he may be doing emotional labor in canine form. The warm brown eyes, the still chest, and the gentle lean are often deliberate social answers. Thus, he is saying, I notice your state, and I will stay readable and safe beside you. That gift feels magical, but it grows from an instinct to monitor relationship cues with extraordinary care. The fifth instinct is vigilance. Though in a golden, it usually looks softer than people expect. He was not built to attack first, but he was built to notice what changes. That is why he lifts his head before the knock or stares toward a distant sound. The family dog often positions himself where arrivals, exits, and unusual movement can be checked quickly. He is not claiming territory like a hard guard breed. He is managing social uncertainty. A bark at the gate can mean, I saw the change, and everyone should know. Once the situation becomes clear, many Goldens soften immediately because clarity lowers the need for alarm. Now, that quick shift from alert to friendly is part of their social intelligence, not inconsistency. He watches your reaction too, deciding whether the sound means danger, novelty, or merely another routine interruption. So his vigilance is shared vigilance, always calibrated through the people he trusts most. This is why a calm owner can help his alertness settle faster after a surprise. He is borrowing your interpretation, just as he borrows your mood when the room feels uncertain. Seen this way, the doorway stare is less about suspicion and more about responsibility. Someone has to notice the world first, and often he volunteers with quiet seriousness. Even his body angle can matter, because facing outward lets him absorb information before others do. In homes full of love, the vigilance becomes a gentle service rather than a constant burden. The glowing dog by the fence is not dreaming of conflict. He is keeping watch over normal life. And when the moment passes, he returns to softness as if duty has quietly ended. The sixth instinct lives in motion toward water, play, and purposeful movement, all braided together. Golden retrievers were shaped for wet, repetitive work, so splashing joy often has deep roots. That is why puddles, hoses, ponds, and rainy grass can wake a bright excitement in him. Water does not only cool his body, it activates old body memories of retrieve, swim, return. Notice how his steps quicken near the pond, as if a hidden current starts pulling. His tail lifts, his chest opens, and his whole outline becomes younger in a second. Play matters here because it rehearses old skills without the pressure of real work. Chasing, carrying, circling back, and presenting a toy are playful echoes of useful ancestral tasks. Even his happy splash has structure. Go out, find something, turn back, bring connection home. That returning arc matters, because the goal was never only the object, it was shared success. So his joy in water is not random silliness. It is instinct wearing a smile. Now the six instincts begin to fit together. Attachment, carrying, smelling, reading, watching, and moving toward work. Together they explain why one golden dog can feel soft, clever, attentive, and deeply connected at once. His glowing yellow coat is only the surface. Underneath it lives a beautifully organized social animal. When he follows you now, yet you can see history instead of need, and partnership instead of habit. When he pauses to sniff the hallway air, he is revealing old intelligence inside modern rooms. And when he leans against your leg, watching the gate between splashes and silence, all six instincts meet. That is the quiet wonder of a golden retriever. Tenderness on the outside, ancient purpose glowing underneath.